sunny afternoon in mid-September here at Totino-Grace High School as the Coon Rapids Cardinals and the Eagles from Totino-Grace get set to do battle on the pitch. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action. Boys on the turf first for a Northwest Suburban Conference doubleheader.
Yeah, these are two teams that seem to be evenly matched. Totino comes in with a 1-7 record, although they're more efficient on the offensive end. The Cardinals still looking for their first win, coming in at 0-6, and really looking obviously for those scoring opportunities that have not been good to them so far this year.
They need to be able to finish. It's something they talked about in the preseason interviews. They knew that the offense would be a big question mark. Yaya Sidibe is definitely a threat on the offensive end, but he draws a lot of attention being one of the few veterans on the club. And they just need to be able to put it away. Just one goal through the first 6 of the season for Coon Rapids. They get the opening possession. The pass downfield from Kish didn't connect. Here's Sidibe settling it and playing it back. They work it all the way back to Kish at midfield. Long on the left side over the head of Sauvé and out of bounds.
Yeah, we'll see which team can develop the most possession here early on in this game. And, the Cardinals would like to put pressure here on the Eagles.
Sidibe with a shot from a ways out. It misses well wide. A corner kick upcoming for the Eagles.
The one win for Totino came against Centennial. 1-0 win for Totino-Grace. The Cardinals have lost earlier in this season to Centennial 1-0. So it'll be an interesting contest and see how it develops.
Cardinals work it all the way back to Rising, trying to kickstart things through the middle. Stevenson in some traffic, dancing to find a little bit of room. Back to Kish. Ahead, off the head of Sauvé. Sidibe tried to get it back to him. That was broken up. And out of bounds in front of William Junker for Totino-Grace. Sidibe brings it back to Lionel Ba. Cardinals work through the midfield. Far side is Anderson.
The opportunity to get a goal here, especially early on for Coon Rapids, would be such a morale builder because obviously they haven't been able to score yet this season. Oh, they've had one goal this season. My bad.
CTN was there.
We were there, against Park Center.
Yeah, scored against Park Center. That game already out of reach by the time he put it home late in the second half. But they are not scoreless entirely.
Nope, one goal so far this season, but obviously they would like to see a lot more. Coach Seidel would like to see the offense could try and get some things working.
Far side played for Austin Hacker, boots it up the sideline. Sidibe there to hand it off to Sauvé. Sauvé tried to get it back to him. That was interrupted and turned around by the Totino midfielder. All the way back to Luke Rising.
Neither team garnering much offense here early on.
Well, Coon Rapids has had a little bit better of the possession play in midfield, but very early in this contest, and just one shot attempt either side. Both well wide of the mark. Janisic throws it in for Totino-Grace. Intercepted by Keegan Anderson. Sidibe can't get through the traffic. Sauvé plays it over the top. And looks like Anderson was a step too early down the right side and offside.
Yeah, that looked like an opportunity developing for the Cardinals there, but as you mentioned, just offside.
This one fired, misses everyone, and all the way back where Rising could scoop it up just on the line of the box. Rising's leg has gotten a lot of practice.
Yeah, I'd say so.
This one bounces in front of Jackson Young. Anderson had a header on it for Coon Rapids. Young won a 50-50 there against Junker, but lost it out of bounds. Junker works it right back for Janasic. And then down the line, Kish just protects it for his goalkeeper to come out. And this time Rising will just tap it to his defender, Kish. Long boot down the middle. Sidibe challenging behind Vincent Jacob. Jacob played it to the sideline and out, lets his defenders regroup.
Yeah, smart play, because cleared it away because he knew he was there were a number of white jerseys there.
Austin Hacker steps up, intercepts there, got it back to Yaya. Sidibe winning it again, a shot from a ways out, well wide. And another Totino goal kick upcoming.
Yeah, had a nice look in front of the net, but just as you mentioned, put that one wide. He had a pretty free path to it. Gets a nice boot there, but not on target.
And as I mentioned, he draws a lot of attention from opposing defenders, so he hasn't had a lot of those clean looks from straight out in front of the net all season. And I don't know that he was aware of just how much more room he had and could have stepped into another couple steps possibly. Hyatt slows things up, tried to get it over to Stevenson. That was broken up. Hyatt back in control, pushes it ahead to Yaya behind the defense. Left footer and a goal! And the Cardinals are on the board.
What a nice job by Yaya. Just to look at the footwork and we'll see on the replay. Just the footwork to keep the ball in front of him. And then the strike was perfect, exactly where it needed to be. And Coon Rapids is on the board with the lead, a goal that they needed this season, but get good footwork and just the boot over the top of the goaltender, and the Cards are on the board.
Andrew Hyde did a great job. He tried to get it to Stevenson, and it came right back to him, but he did a good job of protecting the ball, battling for it, and then just putting it in front of Yaya, knowing that he's got the speed and the footwork to take control of it and get the job done, and that's exactly what happened. Get it ahead to Sidibe again, marked pretty closely now by Vincent Jacob. He got some help from the captain, Jack Yoakum, and now Totino back at the other end. Pushing it along is Denton into the corner for Junker. Junker trying to cross out front. A lot of white jerseys there. Hacker sends it out on the near side.
Yeah, nice job, Hacker. Just clear space, clear opportunity from in front of the net for the Eagles.
Settled by Denton, trying to get around on the corner, and it's booted out of bounds between his legs, and well played by Derby Bone to get Coon Rapids the possession back.
Well, let's see what kind of spark this gives the Cardinals, getting that early first goal.
Unfortunately, the Cardinals will give and go on the inbound, went right back out, so a throw in deep in the Cardinal end for Janasic and the Eagles. Gets it back for Abel Warku. His pass taken away by Ba. Ba trying to work it down the sideline. Now finds a little space to stretch his legs. Can't get the pass through the legs. He'll get the ball right back, though, and chip it ahead for Yaya. And Sidibe was just beyond the defender.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, because that would have been a great opportunity for Yaya there, using his speed. We have an injured Eagle player on the field, limping off.
That's Abel Warku.
Yep. He's a senior midfielder. Hopefully he's okay.
This one's settled in the middle there by Langiatanga. But Coon Rapids brings numbers. Hacker getting it ahead for Hyatt along the left sideline. His pass kind of turns Sovi around. Atanga playing it back for some help. Trying to get around the corner is Cerna. He gets it to the feet of Joe Morey. Morey is turned around by Stevenson and the Cardinals. Stevenson tiptoeing down the sidelines, keeping possession, nearly got by Jacob as well. Now he comes back and steals it back from Jacob. Pass caught Yaya on the wrong foot. Hyatt recovers for the Cardinals, tapped in. Sidibe. Not a lot on that shot, but right in on the netminder. And Aishin has to scoop it up. That one lofted up over the head of Keegan Anderson and out of bounds. Pass a little bit off the mark for the Eagles. Cardinals turn it around. Hyatt ahead for Stevenson. Back to Hyatt. Traffic coming in. Stevenson will run through Junker and take possession. Plays it too far behind the defenders, and that's an opportunity for Aishin to pick it up.
Yeah, pretty easy play for Aishin, just coming out of his goal, making sure that the Cardinal player didn't get an opportunity at the ball.
Atanga plays it to the corner. Strong play by Kish. Takes Junker off the ball. His clear stopped up, but right to Stevenson. Stevenson can't get past Atanga. Pushed ahead by Hacker, but stopped up there by Michelson for Totino. Atanga back for Michelson. Trying to turn against Stevenson. Back to the near side. That's taken away by Jackson Young. Stevenson recovers for the Eagles. Gets it back, plays a little give and go with Janisic. Janisic challenged by Anderson, ends up out of bounds right at midfield.
Totino-Grace trying to get to mount something offensively. Defense for the Cardinals playing pretty well tonight so far.
This one played all the way down for Rising. He'll scoop it up in front of Tennessee Doe.
You know, Tennessee.
Anderson's going to get called for a little. Oh, no. I thought Anderson was getting called for a little bit of a push on the 50-50. Instead, it'll be a Totino penalty, a Coon Rapids kick.
I looked it up in the program. Tennessee Doe's middle name is Tuxie.
Ever since you saw it.
I'm sorry. I just had to come up with something for it. It's a great name. I love it.
I would be very impressed with the parents if it were his middle
Wouldn't
name.
that be great?
It would mean they
have a sense of humor.
Great sense of humor. Yeah. So many people out there are like, what are they talking about? Even parents.
Well, most of the time people wonder what we're talking about.
That's true. Tennessee Tuxedo. Put it on Google.
Google it, kids.
I would be much more Tennessee Tuxedo, and here's my pal Chumley.
Chumley. Yes, that's me. The walrus.
Yes, sir.
Tennessee Tuxedo.
And who's the guy that they always go to talk to that has all the answers?
Oh, what's his name? Do you know?
No. I'll remember later.
We'll give out Eric Strauss's personal cell phone number. If you have answers, give him a call.
Hacker pushes it out on the far side as Totino is starting to build a little pressure down deep. Good cross inside the top of the box. Good recovery by Kish to knock it away from Doe in deep. Doe just trying to find room to get that shot away, and Kish came over in support to shut it down. Hacker stops it up, gets it a little more distance. Anderson challenging Janisic. Janisic lost it out of bounds as Stevenson was there in support as well.
Cardinals nursing that 1-0 lead, playing pretty well.
Phineas
J.
Whoopi.
Whoopi. That's right. Okay, so who was the voice of Tennessee Tuxedo? See how good you are.
Blanket on his name. Maxwell Smart.
Yeah, it is.
That I
That
know.
is Don Adams.
Don Adams. That's the one.
Another one to go look up, kids. Maxwell Smart. That was a great show in its time.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's actually a Minneapolis
I think you're right.
native.
Yeah.
And a graduate of West High School.
Could very well could be.
I believe because isn't he the one who's Peter Graves' brother?
Oh, Peter Graves. No, that's James Arness.
Oh, okay. Because they are definitely Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he was born in New York City.
Okay. Graves and Arness.
Yeah. Gunsmoke.
Yeah, how I got James Arness and
Don Adams.
and Don
They're
Adams.
brothers. They're brothers from another mother.
I don't know how I got them confused. They don't look alike. They didn't play roles that were anything alike.
Nothing similar.
Not even
so funny.
close. Just anybody famous, I want to say, comes from Minnesota. It's pretty much my MO. Foul called out near midfield.
Like you're famous and you're from Minnesota.
Coon Rapids will get the free kick. Kish from just inside the 40-yard line. So 50 away from the net. Low line drive right toward the net. Aishin bobbling it. Sidby.
Oh, would he love to have that one back?
Fanned on it.
He was. I think he was so surprised that all of a sudden the ball was there.
Sidibe just right over the top.
Yeah, just the Aishin couldn't keep control. Yeah, it's a swing and a miss.
Sidibe hit hard from behind, and that'll get another foul. And this one from a really dangerous spot. Yoakum, I don't know if he's a hockey player or not, but perhaps he should be.
Yeah.
It was a pretty solid body check.
Yep.
Kept his elbows in. Led with the shoulder. Sovey will take the free kick from this position. Puts it in behind. The redirect is just high and wide for Jackson Young.
Yeah, it's tough. That was right there. And again, the Cardinals have had great opportunities here this afternoon. They've a couple of different times.
Well, and a clear plan on that set piece, which I think shows a little bit of growth. And this is, again, a very, very young Coon Rapids team. A lot of sophomores in the starting lineup. So, including both of the guys on the giving and receiving ends of that set piece. But when you start showing real purpose with your set pieces, I think it shows that your club is maturing.
Right.
Rather than just serve it to the middle and hope you are the first one to get a header on it. Of course, soccer purists might be biting their lips right now or screaming at their television sets going, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I know.
Well, that's true.
I could be completely off base.
It's the one with the Joe and Howie dartboard.
But it makes sense to me.
I did it again.
Totino trying to build something through the midfield. A good little give and go back to Joe Morey. Right side, long shot for Vincente Gibson. Was well high and out of play.
Yeah, good opportunity there for the Eagles, but as you mentioned, a couple of good plays, good passing, but couldn't get the opportunity to get the goal.
a look at head coach Bill Vance on the Totino sideline. Cardinals finally able to settle and control. Eagles able to break things up. Cardinals work it back to Kish. Long boot ahead. Stopped up by the defense. Kept in the midfield. Good step up by Derby Bone. Atanga. Long boot to the far corner. Doe working against Hacker. Like the little guys, they're tenacious.
Yeah, that is for sure. They're not intimidated by the bigger players at all.
For the Eagles, number 3, Tanner Johnson.
Tanner Johnson checking in for Totino-Grace. Number 3.
It's out near midfield. Jacob will hand off to Francisco Cerna for the throw-in. And they get Tanner Johnson involved right away. Long boot. Young missed on the header attempt. Junker will chase it out of bounds. And Jackson must have got a little piece of it because Totino kept possession. Michelson from a ways out, rising, slides to his right, makes the save. And Rising got that one off the side of his foot. Coon Rapids has that 1-0 lead, goal by Sidibe in the 7th minute.
Yeah, Nyaya had an opportunity for a second one, but just couldn't connect.
And Totino has had a little more possession time in the Coon Rapids end the last couple of minutes.
They have.
Coon Rapids bringing a lot of guys back to defend, though. Stevenson boots that one down the far sideline. Long run. It's played back to the keeper, and he didn't get much of it.
No.
Sidibe couldn't settle it. Jackson Young trying to gain control, went off his shoulder and out of bounds. Played across for Gibson. Gibson challenged, had it knocked away by Hyatt. Caprono had it momentarily on the far side for Coon Rapids. This is Janisek working down the sideline and now throwing in. Michelson's pass is broken up by Figueroa. Got it back out to midfield, turned around there by Cerna. Janisek with a little bit of room. Moves it for Maury. Maury gets the shot through traffic and Rising. Pretty easy save, made it look good though. Much better boot this time. Finally settled by Tennessee Tuxie Doe. I'm going to think that every time.
Every time, I know.
Cross in deep, diving for it was. Is that? I don't think that's. I think that's Atanga.
Yeah.
He was a little slow to get up. Was well beyond him. Ends up out the end line. There's a chance there for Junker at the end, but got out of bounds before he could get there. But again, we didn't see that through the first 8 or 10 minutes, but have for the last 4 or 5 that Totino's getting more bodies down deep with better possession and opportunity to actually put one past. That one inadvertently caught Yaya in the hand, or he was pushed. I'm completely wrong about everything I say.
I thought it touched
apparently.
his
Now,
hand.
oh yeah, okay.
I
Now they're saying that. Okay, so I wasn't crazy the first time.
No, you've been crazy many more
every subsequent time, or previous
the
time.
first time is long gone in the rearview mirror.
Gibson plays it back. Cerna's cross was headed away. Sidibe, what a pretty little move to find the corner. Now trying to stay away. Good recovery by Jacobs to come over and challenge and force that shot out wide.
That was nice.
It'll lead to a corner kick.
Nice speed. He had the angle. But now an opportunity.
Oh, they say no. They say it wasn't touched.
I thought it was. Looked like it, but
just a shot wide, a goal kick for Totino. Either way, a great job by Jacob getting over and challenging. A couple of steps later, and it might have been too late. Under 15 minutes remaining in this opening half. Coon Rapids the goal by Yaya Sidibe.
Sidibe. I don't know. We've been calling.
I'm just gonna pronounce it 8 different ways and just repeat those 8 different ways.
Yeah.
And then a certain percentage of the time I'm gonna be right.
Well, then we're gonna take a poll on CTN. Let the fans vote on it. Which one should Joe go with?
Well, and if Yaya could call in and just tell us. Maybe we could just call him Yaya. He's the only Yaya on the field. Pretty sure it's Sidibe, but I had also heard it was CDB.
I like that. I like the sound of it.
Any way you slice it, he's fun to watch. Look at all the numbers. Austin Hacker coming up with a block. Joel Caprono in there as well. Work it back out to midfield, but Totino getting a lot of bodies, like 9 bodies inside the 35-yard line. The boot from Janasek was nowhere close.
No, and so far they haven't tested Rising.
No, he's made 2 saves.
Yeah.
He's made them look good. They have not been terribly difficult. Yund officially, of course.
Of course.
Cross to Cerna, got there a little late. Caprono sticks a toe in and knocks it free to Sidibe. Figueroa couldn't get around the defense there from Johnson. Cardinals try to work it up the near side, lost it out of bounds.
See the throw incoming. The Cardinals, as you mentioned, they're a little more pressure down here in the Cardinal net, but nothing on net.
But the concerning thing, especially from a team that doesn't score a whole lot,
right,
is how much time Totino has spent in this end. They're just one pass, one extra step away from creating a good scoring chance.
Agreed.
Coon Rapids has not really had a lot of threatening activity in their attacking third here over the last 7 to 10 minutes. You just can't spend too much time in your own end.
Yeah, I don't think one goal is gonna be enough.
Well, at the same time, Totino doesn't score a ton
They don't.
either.
They don't. I know Coach Seidel would definitely take a 1-0 win, 1-0.
He would definitely be grateful for another goal, too.
Yeah, well, no, without a doubt.
Or 3 or 4. I mean, he doesn't want to get greedy, but this team has been starved for offense. So to see them feast a little bit would be nice.
Yes, it would.
Just to get just in the pure aspect of helping their confidence. Well, giving a go on the sideline for the Cardinals kind of backfired. Morey can't get around Hyatt. Johnson plays it back to Cerna. Head into the corner, and Kish is just going to let that one go out to take the goal kick.
I like that play. Just made sure he put his body in front of his opponent, made sure it went over the line to get that goal kick.
Haven's pass cut off there by Morey. Back into the middle, Doe. Hampered by a couple of Cardinals. Figueroa battling through the arm fighting, and his pass off the heel of Stevenson. He'll bring it back for Haven and try and reset a little bit. Now the pass spins away out of bounds. Good challenge by Hyatt to win the ball ahead for Sidibe. Sidibe had to slow down and try and settle the bouncing ball, and a very physical play by Jacob to get him off of it. That shot from Hyatt from a ways out didn't have much on it. And a relatively easy save for the keeper, Joseph Eisen.
He was marking him very closely. You're not going to see anything called here, but Jacob was putting a body on him for sure.
And he's got a little bit of size.
He does.
Yeah. Redirected out front. Haven had a header on it. Cardinals come back to recover, play it out on the far side. Let the defense regroup.
Team got 8. You see the clock there, about 8 minutes left in this first half. Coon Rapids holding on to a slim 1-0 lead.
Sauve and Bob back in for the Cardinals.
AJ Suave. Checking in for the Eagles, number 16, Tommy DiVolello.
Cross is too high for Doe. Gibson will recover on the far side. The shot from a ways out by Jacob is deflected out the end line, and now we'll get our first corner kick of the night. It'll be for Totino-Grace.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for the Eagles to see if they can put something together offensively. We'll see how they execute their corner kick here, but would love to score a goal before the break.
Francisco Cerna lined up to deliver. High serve to the middle. Headed up and over the net, out of play. And Coon Rapids will get a goal kick. It was a really good job by Vincent Jacob to get up and get a header on it, just not able to get on top and get the angle he needed. Tyler Michelson went up over the Cardinal defender to head that ball. Ref said it's got to be straight up. When you lean over him like that, I'm going to blow the whistle and give them a free kick.
They'll take it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, you're a brilliant soccer mind.
Said no one ever.
Soccer stories with Joe Young.
Kish's boot gets through to the last line of defense. Janisic turned it around. Now it's Gibson in the middle of the field trying to play a little give and go with Johnson. That was broken up by Figueroa, and here's Ba. Ba down the sidelines for Sidibe. Back for Lionel Ba, just out of his reach. Johnson gets the steal back for Totino. Pass ahead, Gibson on the run. Hacker got to it first. Went to the turf, but he's right back up and apparently okay. Pass down the right side for Debo Lawal. And knocked out of bounds by the Cardinals. Pass into the middle by Jacob, and Sidibe there to challenge Frieden for the kick, for the ball. For Dean, sorry. Stevenson tripped up at midfield, goes down hard, but apparently okay. Cardinals get a free kick. We're under 5 remaining in the opening half.
How big would it be for Coon Rapids if they were able to generate a little something here and get an insurance goal, into the break 2-0?
You don't see that very often. Hey, you got your cards with you? Because I don't. I forgot my card.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So,
wait,
and I think that one deserves a yellow. So
that's a queen of spades. Oh, right, wrong card, sorry.
I forgot my cards. They're in my other jersey. And I'm giving him a yellow card for that.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 8, Joel Morey.
So it's not really a position where they can go direct.
No.
But we'll see what they cook up on a set piece from almost midfield. Kish serves it up and in too deep, and Ishan's able to come out and get that one. Saw him have trouble with the one before.
Yeah, popped it right out in front.
Sidibe challenging Jacob for it. Down into the corner. Yaya put it between his legs. Jacob able to recover. Can't clear. That was broken up by Sovi. Long boot from Figueroa. And if the Cardinals didn't have such a good place kicker, I'd be giving his number to Coach Russin.
Absolutely.
Because he booted that with a lot of room to spare. That would have been like a 40-yard field goal.
I think the football team's kicking duties are under good hands.
Yeah. Yep. Petru has been very impressive.
Yes,
so
he has.
3 for 3 on onside kicks. That's just, I don't know that we've seen a team do that in a year.
No, I agree.
I go out on a limb and say I can almost guarantee they have not. Oh boy, big chance here. Cleared away a little. In 25 years, I don't think that we've seen another team convert 3.
No.
I don't know that we've seen him even try 3.
Oh, it's just the fourth game of the year.
Right.
Yeah, that's impressive.
2 in the same game.
We take our first road trip on Friday night.
We do. On the road to Rogers.
It's an old Bob Hope, Bing Crosby movie.
Who? Those old guys.
Those old guys.
It's what those old guys were talking about on TV. Turn on a new generation onto some old classic humor. This one gets through the defense. Aishin comes out and gets control of it. Francisco Cerna was there protecting. Just rolls it out to Janasek on the left side. Sauve couldn't get turned around. Gibson trying to work his way back across the field. Guys in white finally outnumbered him and got it off his foot. Stevenson can't get through a couple of Totino defenders. Work it back to the far side for Debo the wall. His shot didn't get through. Kish sends it back up the sideline. Cerna there to intercept. Play it across for Janasek as we're into the final minute of this first half. Janasek challenging his pass out of the reach of Doe. Cardinals get it turned around. Here's Stevenson trying to get through the middle, push it to where Yaya can run onto it. A foot race and a good slide tackle by Joe Morey to prevent the Cardinals star forward from getting in alone.
Yeah, he did a nice job sliding underneath that, getting ball, not getting the player.
Well, he got the player.
Well, but
he got
the ball first.
Sidibe trying to get himself into a good shooting spot. Couple of guys blocking him there. Played back out. Hyatt couldn't step into a shot. Looked like a rugby scrum there for a second. Figueroa from a ways out. That'll just roll in. And Aishin can scoop it up and won't even boot it away. We'll just let it go to the buzzer and to the half. Yaya Sidibe scoring in the 7th minute has Coon Rapids in front 1-0 as we've reached the half at Totino-Grace. We'll take a break, be back with more boys high school soccer after this on CTN.
Okay, I have a couple good ones for you, Joe. How do football players stay cool? By standing next to the fans. What kind of tea do football players drink? Penalty. Why can't you play football with pigs? Because they hog the ball.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Welcome back to Totino-Grace High School at the half of this Northwest Suburban Conference boys soccer game. Coon Rapids has the 1-0 lead. They scored in the 7th minute. Andrew Hyatt, great job fending off the defenders, getting the ball to Yaya Sidibe, and he buried it. But Totino really, in the second half of that first half, had better chances, had more possession than did Coon Rapids.
They did.
They have not gotten a lot of clean looks. Coon Rapids has gotten a lot of bodies back on defense, but they spent a lot of time in the attacking third, and if you're the Coon Rapids coaching staff, that might concern you. If you're the Eagles coaching staff, that gives you hope.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Eagles did have some opportunities, but nothing great. I think just a couple of saves for Luke Rising in that first half. But it's still a 1-0 game.
Stevenson boots it ahead to Sidibe. He tried to get it to Keegan Anderson, streaking down the sidelines just a little too far in front of him. Kish stopping it up, battle for it near midfield. Anderson gave it his all.
Yeah.
Had possession of it down on the ground, but Stevenson steps in, gets a clean steal. Crosses up Caprono a little bit back to the near side, ends up out of bounds.
Had too much on that. Cardinals weren't able to retrieve.
Cardinals awarded the throw in on the delay. Yeah,
Huh.
no, not giving it back to him.
Not giving it back to him.
Oh, they're saying he threw it from too far down the sideline, I guess. Or we could be, again, completely wrong, which is most likely the case.
Well, yeah, I'd bet good money on that.
Kish plays it in behind. Yaya gets in behind the defense, cuts out front, a shot. Big save, Ishins. Caprono had a chance at the header. Still not cleared.
Great opportunity. Great job by Ishins get a piece of that.
Kish working down deep into the offensive end. You don't see him down here very often. Gets out front, can't get a shot off. Over to Anderson. His shot is blocked.
Yeah,
Jackson Young.
A couple of good looks for the Cardinals here.
Well, Kish, usually their sweeper.
Yep.
All the way at the back, last line of defense. But coming up, showing off his offensive chops. Eagles methodically working it back downfield. Junker trying to get to the corner. His cross is rejected. Janisic back to Junker. Cross again, headed away by Kish. Tangas settles it down. Was played into the corner by Loha. And out of bounds for a goal kick.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought there was a teammate that was going to make a move for that, but great job here. Pretty much right on. Good job with the save and coming back in front, but Cardinals not able to get a good second rebound.
Anderson challenging Janisek over there. Junker with it along the sidelines, cuts back, got a little bit of room. Anderson gets the steal away from him. Kish. Send it ahead, and that's off the defender's head. And Yaya with a little bit of room down into the corner, crossing out front and just too deep. And Aishin takes it away as he did have Joel Caprono out front. Bones pass taken away by Yoakum. Yaya and Yoakum battling away right there. Slips it ahead for Loha. Turned around by Haven. All the way in where Aishin can scoop it up. Hyatt stopped it up. Atanga turns it right around. Hyatt with it along the sidelines, trying to move it ahead. And a strong play by Cerna to get it off of Caprono and out of bounds. At least he thought it was.
Oh, I thought it was.
I thought it was too.
Well, Cardinals will take it.
Sidibe trying to chip it to Stevenson, a little too much on it. Jackson Young had a piece of it. Hacker going back against Doe. Doe recovers along the sidelines, taps it back there for Gibson. Gibson had to take it away by Stevenson. Stevenson with Gibson right on his heels, pushes it ahead. That's stopped up by Cerna. Cardinals get the steal right back. Crossover for Jackson Young, back to Haven. His pass ahead, blocked up by Junker. Junker from a long way out will just roll that in for Luke Rising and make sure he's staying into the game.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of action down there here early on in the second half.
Stevenson another steal as he cut in front of that pass. Across, Jackson Young had it knocked away by Junker. Junker chips it into the corner. Morey went down. Ball ended up out the end line, and it will be a corner kick upcoming for Totino-Grace. Their second corner of the match. Coon Rapids has yet to have the opportunity from a corner kick. First one just kind of served to the middle, and this one much the same. Off ahead and out the end line. Goal kick upcoming.
What a beautiful night this is turning into. It was a little bit warm, but in the 80s earlier, but it's cooling down a little bit. Nice breeze, beautiful weather. Pretty nice sized crowd here for a 5 o'clock game. That's how I can't put that caveat for a 5 o'clock game. We'll have the girls match up here following this one.
Yeah, trying to get it over to Caprono. That was broken up by Cerna. Kish with it. Foul was called against the Cardinals. Free kick. Stopped up by Hyatt. Stevenson trying to settle. In some traffic, plays it near side. Too far for Hyatt and out of bounds. Cerna quickly in for Doe. And now we'll get it back. Play it into the middle. Only Cardinals there, and I don't know if Jackson Young, he was shielding the ball so that Rising could get it. I don't know that he was aware how fast Junker was coming behind him.
Oh, yeah, he was barreling in on Rising. Rising had to dive out to make sure he brought that ball in.
Pass too far for Caprona. Caprona trying to get through the traffic as Loha went down. Cerna chips it behind the defense and out to accept it is Rising, and there again is Junker.
He gets in there trying to be a little pesky.
I think he was trying to point out to the official that the ball might not quite have made it to the box. Loha in the middle, circling to his right, will play it back. Get some help from Jacob ahead for Doe. Doe in the middle, couldn't get it past Kish. Stevenson steps in. Stopped up there by Yoakum. Janasek on the far side, back for Yoakum at midfield. Plays it down the sideline. Popped up in the air by Derby Bone. Loha chips it near side for Gibson. Gibson will cut back against Hyatt.
Yeah, Cardinal defense a little slow to react there. And some of the parents were trying to point that out here in front of us. Cardinal faithful.
Well, the pass was not where who it got to was not who it was intended for, and it took a long time to get there. And that
it did.
You would expect that you would close off that passing lane a little more quickly, especially that point in the field.
Rising, not the boot he wanted.
He's had a couple of them that have gone off the side of his foot, but it's been busy.
Yes, he has.
Subbing in for Coon Rapids, number 9, AJ Suave.
Sidibe able to chip it away from Jacob. Stevenson trying to get the round to the corner on Cerna, deep on the left side. Cross attempt goes off of Jacob, out of bounds. So this will be a corner for Coon Rapids, their first.
Yeah, good opportunity here. See if they can maybe attack on another goal, put a little insurance between them and Totino.
Sauve will line it up with the left foot. Stevenson right in on top of Aishin, the goaltender. Served right along the line, and a beautiful header to the back of the net. That's
Keegan Anderson.
Keegan Anderson,
yeah,
yes.
Keegan Anderson with the goal.
Comes
that was
flying
pretty.
in on the backside and left no doubt.
Number 27, Keegan Anderson.
That was a great boot from the corner too. Put it right out in front of the net, and Keegan Anderson timed that perfectly as he's able to get the header past Aishin.
You can see him on the right side. Gets around his man into a beautiful spot and heads it to the back of the net. And Coon Rapids has a little bit of breathing room.
And that was a big goal for the Cardinals because
huge.
Yeah, because it does give them a little cushion now.
But they cannot sit back and relax.
No, they cannot. But to get a couple of goals here so far tonight, that's pretty good for a team that's been struggling to find some scoring.
Totino coming right back, and a good step up there by Austin Hacker to get the steal. Sauve pushes it ahead. Sidibe marked strongly by Jacob. Sauve chipping it back to him. He got tied up there with Cerna. Comes free to Stevenson. He's cut off by a couple of defenders. Kish playing strong, winning it back for the Cardinals. Jackson Young ahead. Shot by Sidibe and a goal.
Wow. That great play to set that up, too. Just a beautiful pass to him. And Yaya's right there.
I don't think that's how it was supposed to work.
It looked like it to me, but
the pass was behind Kish. Kish tried to reach back, and it went right to Yaya, and he buried it.
Well, now you got a nice cushion.
Less than a minute apart. Yeah, see,
it was behind him.
It was behind Kish. Kish got tangled up. He got a piece of it with his heel, but he goes down trying to come back to it, and instead he just left it on a tee for Yaya, and he buried it.
The second goal of the game puts the Cards up 3-0. Nice commanding lead for Coon Rapids.
Stevenson chips it ahead. Yaya on the run. Jacob over to defend. Tried to cross, and it's out off of Jacob, and he felt that one.
He did.
Off the side of the noggin. So now, and we talked about it, you know, Totino is certainly not a offensive dynamo this season, so
they're in a big hole.
A huge hole. Now, and that little bit of, you know, pressure and possession time they had late in half number one, they just weren't able to build on it all here in the second. Coon Rapids, while they haven't had a ton of great scoring chances, all of a sudden go bang, bang, get 2 goals less than a minute apart, and have this one pretty firmly in hand. Sidibe, long run, got there in front of the keeper, can't keep it in the end line though. Aishan made a kind of a late decision to come out and challenge.
Yeah, and he was going to get to the ball, but it just went over the end line.
Number 30, Peter Figueroa.
Still plenty of soccer to play, but Coon Rapids has to feel a bit of relief knowing that they have a lead that they can make a mistake, even 2.
Yeah,
and knowing that they're within 25 minutes of that first win that they have been wanting and
they haven't been
needing.
in this. They haven't been in this situation yet this year, so this is the first time they've been playing with a lead like this.
Anderson was tripped up on the far side, and so a free kick for the Cardinals. Kish has plenty of leg from this spot. Headed away, I believe, by Jacob. Tennessee Doe trying to get his way around Haven. Got it ahead for Joe Morey. Gibson able to get around Hacker. Plays it out to the middle. It was behind Atanga. But here's a chance for Junker on the left side. He airmailed it up through the uprights.
Yeah, a couple of the opportunities that Totino-Grace has had tonight, they've put up over the top of the goal.
Great, go right to the ball here, though. Try to win the ball right here. Don't give them time to turn. AJ, at times you will have a defensive responsibility. All right?
You're not going to miss his voice.
I am a big fan. I'm a big fan. He is very positive and always coaching.
Yep.
always constructive. And that, I mean, you talk about all of the coaches. Obviously, they got into it pretty much all for the same reason. They love the game. They love to, help younger players feel that same love of the game.
My point is it's super
But
congested this way, right? So just drop into space.
yeah,
and get it right back.
he's
You
an
can go the other way.
embodiment
Yeah.
We have
of
plenty of guys
passion
that-
for sport.
Yeah, he's definitely a teacher.
Just try to play catch with guys, Gavin. Try to play catch with guys.
Totino trying to box the Cardinals in. They'll start bringing a few more bodies in down deep in this end. Morey trying to get around the corner on Hacker down low. Crosses out front, and that shot goes wide, and that is probably their best setup of the game, and Johnson just couldn't get much on it.
Yeah, he would love to have that one back because he had a great opportunity in front of the Cardinal net. But again, he just couldn't connect. I don't know if it went off the side of his foot. We'll see if we can take. It did kind of go off the side of his foot. He didn't get the kind of kick that he wanted.
Yeah, you don't get that many opportunities.
No, not like that.
Hacker pressured by Doe. Doe able to get him off the ball. Ba back to help out, wins it back for the Cardinals. Ahead for Sove. Ben Kish in the middle, tried to chip it over to Hacker, or to Anderson, who was running wide. And that one, that one was pretty easy. Yeah, was good 2-3 yards behind the defense.
Okay.
Sove chips it around one defender, tracks it down along the sideline, but then had it taken away by Vincent Jacob. His pass denied by Ba. Into the corner. Sidibe not able to catch up.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that. We're midway through this second half. Cardinals up 3-0. It's impressive.
Ba just jogging back to his position, and he was right in the right spot to get that steal. It's always nice when the play comes back to you.
Oh, that was the wrong call. It clearly went off Totino's. Goodness, who the player was, but off his foot, out of bounds.
Well, sometimes if, when it happens right in front of your bench there and everybody's telling the ref what the call is,
Just gonna say
go the other way.
exactly, just to spite him.
Just tell me how to do my job. I understand how difficult it can be, but I always try to, when I get the opportunity, just don't argue with the referees. You never win.
Never.
Ever. But I have definitely been known. Cross play gets away from Rising, but the Cardinals able to clear.
Yeah, Cardinals were fortunate in that situation.
Stevenson just walked right up to Vincent Jacob and got the takeaway, but Tino gets it back, a shot from a ways out, and Rising a little more ready and a little more solid on that save. Tanga plays it far side for Junker. Waiting for some help. Chips it where Janasek can run onto it, but it's knocked away out of bounds by Nathan Haven.
Checking in for Totino-Grace, number 16, Tommy Debo-Lalo.
Not much on that. Tried to get the header and redirect it, but he just got a little piece of it.
And the Cardinals will take that, and of course, no hurry with a 3-goal lead. And that one, I think, is going to get you a whistle,
Yeah.
at the very least. Keegan Anderson, not the largest kid out there, which makes him one of my favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, as we talked about, just a sophomore, but Janicek's just a junior, but he's a much larger individual. Pretty much just ran right through him.
The clock stopped at 16:52. Oh, there they get going again.
Stevenson will handle this free kick, and he put a good boot into it. Jacob heads it back toward the sideline. And Anderson wisely just defends the ball and lets it get out of bounds. Now Figueroa will handle the throw-in in a dangerous spot.
Coon Rapids would love to, again, continue to keep the ball down here in the Eagle end.
Figueroa trying to cross it out front. Stopped up by Yoakum. Kish boots it back. Sidibe couldn't quite control the pass. Here's a good left-footed shot, a big save by Aishin. Great opportunity for Silve.
Yeah, he put a lot of muscle behind that one.
That is possibly the hardest shot taken by the Cardinals today. Certainly, well, he had that other one on Yaya in close that he got a lot of. But yeah, it's got some good steam on it. Lionel Ba trying to chip it over to Sidibe. Back to Rising, who's way out of his protected area. Yoakum trying to serve it behind the defense. Hacker trying to catch up. The shot from Michelson up over the net and out of play.
Yeah, again, well over the top. This time is ticking away for Totino-Grace here. They just chipped up and over the net.
Stevenson settles it for the Cardinals. Back to Ba. Ba in some traffic. Trying to get through. Debo Lawal able to win it. He'll get it back down the line from Junker. Rolls it out for Atanga. His pass taken away in front of Johnson. Stevenson trying to split a couple of defenders. It was tipped away by Fredine. Missed pass by the Eagles. Back the other way comes Coon Rapids. Silve to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for a little bit of room. We'll get it back for Hacker. Hacker works it back for Ba. Trying to get it back to Hacker. Hacker got tangled up there with Atanga. Dancing with it is Joe Morey. Gets it back to Cerna, and now all the way back for Vincent Jacob. His pass deflected out of bounds by Sidibe.
Yeah, a little bit of sense of urgency for Totino here, trailing by 3.
Bone just fanned on it, but Rising able to get over and scoop it up. Good little give and go, and then Ba tripped up, and he's in some pain. Cardinals, opportunity downfield, fizzled out. Ba back to his feet and jogging back into the action, but he definitely took a little bit to get up. Kish interrupts the attack. Jacob back the other way. Chips it to Morey down the sideline. Morey crossing out front. That's denied. Austin Hacker will get it a little distance. Sidibe comes back to challenge Cerna. Cerna able to gain control. His pass knocked away by Figueroa. Cerna will try the near side instead. Pass in front of Michelson, tipped out of bounds by Austin Hacker.
Get some substitutions in for both teams, more so for Coon Rapids.
Hassan Al-Hiznawi and Connor Young getting their first action tonight.
Of course, Connor, the younger brother of Jackson.
I was going to ask if I believed so, but I wasn't sure. There's a chance at a goal, and Totino-Grace will not be shut out.
No, and they needed that. Still, we're just under 11 minutes remaining.
It was a good setup and a one-touch with good power on it from Joe Morey.
Oh, they needed it. Not much Rising could do on that one.
It was a good setup from Jacob, and Morey one touch to the far corner and gets Totino on the board. Still 10+ minutes to go. As we talked about, Coon Rapids could breathe a little easier, but certainly could not let up.
No.
When they went up 3-0. Sauve knocked to the turf just in front of the Totino bench. That'll draw a whistle and a Coon Rapids free kick.
Don't waste your time. Off the field. Nobody else
Hey, not sure what the card was there, but gave Kish a yellow card.
Huh.
Sounded like he said for wasting time, but it did not seem that he was. I mean, took a little bit of rubbish out of the field in front of the ball, reset the ball, but either way. Haven stops it up. Bone didn't get as much on that as he wanted. Morey will chip it behind, and 2 guys offside. The whistle finally goes as
the whistle was
Daniel
late.
Janisic was like, Still asking for an explanation, but yeah, they had 2 guys offside.
Yep.
Well, I don't, from that angle, I don't know that Janasek was, but on the far side, I'm not sure if, is that Kibo Lawal?
I think he was.
But he was way behind.
But I'm not sure about Janasek either.
And boy, what a difference that could have made.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to feed Yaya with speed in the middle. Eagles able to clog it up. Hacker trying to keep Maury off the ball. Maury working his way around the corner. Tangled up and
Coach Vance.
Yeah.
He wants
no
something
whistle.
called.
Well, then Maury got away with a little bit of a body check there on Hyatt, so. But yeah, he definitely got spun around and taken to the ground. They were hand fighting back and forth.
They were.
But tough non-call for Totino. Jacob works it near side for Michelson. Back up to Cerna. Cerna trying to get around Sauve to the back post over everyone's head, and this is going to make it out of bounds. And apparently the Cardinals touched it.
Another whistle.
Yadisek pushing it up that side for Kibo Lawal. Denied by Haven. He's pointing to Kibo Lawal that it went off him. I believe that's correct, and that's the call they make.
Yep.
Ben Kish will check back in, and that's it's a big piece to lose to a yellow card, and a yellow card that was kind of questionable, but didn't do any damage while he was on the sideline. Bone trying to step up, had it knocked away from him by Maury. Debo Lawal trying to get it back to Maury with speed. Maury, the goal scorer for Totino, working one-on-one against Kish.
It was a nice
Kish
move by
blocks
Kish.
it out of bounds.
Yeah, this is a strong defensive move.
Oh, it went out the end line. Now they.
Yeah, I didn't think it went out the end line.
No, that was definitely out the sideline. Yeah, I'm a fan of Kish.
I am as well.
You know,
he's a hockey player.
He's a hockey player. You get a little something extra in my book if you're 5'8" or less. Get a little extra in my book if you're a hockey player.
Yep.
Get a little extra book if your name's Joe. So if you're a 5'7" hockey player named Joe, you're pretty much my favorite.
Yeah.
A lot of bodies in blue on the attacking half. They're bringing everybody down.
Or under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes, trailing by 2. Michelson gets a steal in tight, but then knocked back away by Derby Bone. And that one almost went out the end line.
That was a big play by Bone just to clear it away from trouble.
Michelson with a good move to get around Sauve right there, but Bone clears it away. Throw in, headed toward the net, and Rising gets in position to make the save.
It's a better boot.
Yoakum steps up to head it back into the Cardinals' end. Haven gets it back to midfield. Jacob pressured, coughs it up. This one behind the defense. Stevenson a breakaway. He's got a chance. He shoots. He scores. And the Cardinals back in front by 3.
Yeah, good. You take advantage of those kind of opportunities, and Stevenson certainly did. Able to get, make sure he obviously was in back of the defense. Did a good job of coming in tight. And scored the goal, make it 4-1 in favor of Coon Rapids, and salts away this win. Nice play. Doesn't put a lot of mustard on it. Just gives a little English, put a little spin to the side.
Just chip it out of the reach and inside the far post. His first goal of the season. Yaya with 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist in this contest. Stevenson serves it to the backside for Al-Hisnawi. Trying to move it too quickly. Have to reset it, and certainly Totino knows that time is of the essence. Janisic able to use his body to win the ball, get a little bit of room. His pass taken away by Al-Hisnawi, though. He just boots it back to the other end. Haven steps in and makes him turn all the way around, all the way back down to Aishin.
Parents and guardians of Totino-Grace boys soccer players, please head to the gate by concession stand.
Maury in tight, crosses out front, an opportunity, and that one not the strike that Junker was looking for.
No, not at all. I mean, like I said, I've talked about it. We've seen a lot of those type of opportunities for Totino-Grace tonight go up and over the goal.
Junker's header right back out of bounds. And that Cardinal win is creeping ever closer as the clock ticks under 90 seconds.
Yes, first win of the year.
Well, they say the first one's the hardest.
Yeah, well, it's taken them 7 games to get there.
Well, and a 4-goal outburst really helps. I mean, Yaya is the only one who had a goal coming into tonight, and the only one who had a goal through the first half. He's added another goal and an assist here in the second half, but
1 minute remaining.
You've got Keegan Anderson and Gavin Stevenson getting their first tallies of the season. Yoakum turns this one back in. Figueroa heads it away. Cerna settles, marked by Ba. Gets some room, tried to feed it into Maury.
9,
Instead, the
8,
Cardinals
7,
get the takeaway.
6, 5,
Ba will just chip it up the sidelines.
3,
It'll end up out of bounds
2,
as time
1.
runs out, and the Cardinals have scored their first win of the year.
A well-deserved win. They played tough, and they really controlled this one from start to finish. And it was nice to see them come in and score 4 times tonight. That's important for them because they only had the 1 goal coming into the season, into this game, I mean. And so for them to get 4 tonight gets their offense on track a little bit. I thought their defense, for the most part, played pretty well. And it's just a nice team win.
Yeah, but as we talked about, it was a long time coming, but they had the 1-0 lead coming into the second half, and they picked up the offensive pressure and added a couple, and then when Totino got desperate and started pushing, they gave up 1 and then got it right back from Gavin Stevenson late in the contest with a little less than 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, nice to get that answer to make it 4-1.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the second half. Beautiful, beautiful corner kick. But this was first. Sidibé had a great opportunity, but it was stopped. Beautiful corner from Sauvé, and Keegan Anderson. Great job getting to the right spot left, no question. And then less than a minute later, a bad pass turns into an awesome-looking pass, and Yaya buries his second of the game. But as I talked about, Totino started turning up the pressure. They were feeling a little desperate, trying to cut into that lead, but Gavin Stevenson gets in on the breakaway late in the contest and sneaks that one in to guarantee the 4-1 win.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good job. Good job by the Cardinals to get that win, and they'll play again, I believe, on Wednesday. It's their next contest. But nonetheless, they get that win and get the first one under their belts.
And we were here for it.
Yes, we were.
We did not jinx them this time.
No, we did not.
But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Coon Rapids 4, Totino-Grace 1. We want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.